Hello out there, hope you're having a lovely day or night or whenever it is that you're watching this video. Time for me to do another review for you, so thanks for tuning in and putting up with me being tongue-tied and twisted and all sorts of stuff today. I'm not having a good run with this video. Today I'm going to be doing Down and Outs with the new album This Is How We Roll. 12 tracks for 46 minutes, the third studio album from the Joe Elliott fronted band made up of members from Def Leppard, the Choir Boys, Wayward Sons, and also the first with Vixen's Sharon Ross on bass. It's taken 5 years to get this album done, and it's the first of all original material aside from one cover on this one. Produced by Joe Elliott and Ronan Mayhew, recorded in Joe Elliott's Joe's Garage studio. This was done whenever members could find time to get together and do things, and as such only one promo track has been released so far in the title track. This is my first time checking out this group. This is not Def Leppard, so you can get that right out of your head straight away. No, this is very much a classic style and feel and vibe to this record. I love the use of hooks and piano on this record. It's a very serious throwback, and I like Joe's voice in this setting. I think it works really, really well. It's got great use of space and melody to go along with that. You'll be singing along with these songs in no time at all. To that end, I've got to give a nod to the lyrics on this one. They're nothing complicated, but they're catchier than an STD, I'll tell you what. The great energy on this goes hand in hand with that. This would be a whole lot of fun live, and you can imagine everyone singing along to this, whether they've listened to this record or not. You'll be singing along live or in the car or whatever else in very short order. The performances across the board on this release are fantastic. Sure, the guitar work is one of the flashier elements of this, and it does truly flash. But everyone else around that has nailed their part expertly on this. If you feel like listening to a good album that's just good music, well executed, you should give this a spin. Make no mistake, this isn't a blistering heavy rock or metal album. This is a pretty safe record, but it does have some balls. This is one of those albums that has everything from your sort of heartfelt ballads to fully ballsy riffs. If you like anything from the 70s, you're going to get a kick out of this record. Production is nice and warm. It's evenly mixed with the focus being on the right things at the right times to serve the songs. It complements the writing, everything that's been done in that way, and it all makes sense when you think about it, because Joe Elliott was writing these songs and then producing the record, so it all ties in really well, and it's good to see or listen to a record that's been sort of driven by an individual and they get the overall end product right. As such, this is a really genuine kind of a record. There's no bells and whistles attached to this one. It's just well written, excellently performed, wonderfully captured and presented music. It's the real thing done really well. It's sort of, classic style with modern sound is, one of the ways to put it. It's got nice vintage album flow on here, good use of peaks and troughs about it, some really well thought out and well placed little musical interludes on this one. They only go for sort of the 45 to 90 second kind of thing. That makes the album fly by and sort of ties together the diversity that's on this record pretty well. But that said, this style of the vintage rock has a fair sort of diversity within its range to play with, and they do explore that pretty well on this record. But I've got to go back to it. I can't stress enough just how well written this is musically and lyrically. These hooks will get stuck in your head whether you like it or not. So if you don't like this sort of music, listen at your peril, because it will get stuck in your head very quickly. The cover at the end of the record is pretty interesting. It's bookended by a couple of those little musical interludes that I mentioned before. Now, I'm not familiar with the original track, so I'm a bit curious as to how it stacks up against it. But for me, this fits in on this record as organically as the original music. So it's either the right cover or they've done something to it to make it really fit in with what they're doing on this record. Very, very well done. A worthy addition to this record. For the record, that's funny, huh? While I repeat myself a dozen times on the same word. The cover on this record is White Punks on Dope, which is from the Tubes. Okay, where I'm at now. This is not for metalheads, so if you want your Slayer, stay away. This is a very safe record that anyone can enjoy, but I think anyone should listen to this and will find something to enjoy in this. It's very, very well done. This shouldn't put anyone off from listening to it. It might be a little bit dad rock for some out there, but it's a genuine throwback record to a more fun, more simple time, and that feeling of that era and that time comes through in the songs, and it's infectious in its own way in that regard. That said, there are a few somber moments on this that will get you thinking, so there's a bit of balance to it, your light and shake kind of stuff going on. I think this is a very fine record. I'm glad this one got a bit of a rev up on our Friday release list that we put out there. You won't go to this sort of record every single day, but when you do go to it, you're going to have a hell of a lot of fun listening to it, and it's the perfect album for pretty much any sort of party out there. I gave this one an 8 out of 10. My standout tracks were Boys Don't Cry, Another Man's War, White Punks on Dope, and Last Man Standing. Check it out for yourselves. Let us know what you think. As always, we'll see you in the next video. And until then, drink up, rock on.